What's up, world? This is We Need a Fifth. This your man Mo. Got my man P on the line.
What up?
Got my man Hill in the building.
Rainy days and Saturdays always gets me up.
Fellas, happy Saturday to you. And we're a quarter of the way through the seasons, man. We got a quarter of the season in the books, in NBA season, y'all. And I want to talk to y'all about contenders and pretenders. We're going to talk about the top 10 teams in the East and Western Conference. I'm going to give you a name of a team, and you tell me contender or pretender. Now, if you want to explain your decision, that's on you, fellas. But y'all can just answer with a contender or pretender right now. All right? We got the East Coast. Let's go to yeah, it's sort of rapid fire, but depending on what your answer is, you know. First team, this should be a no-brainer to everybody. Let's talk about the Boston Celtics. Contender or pretender?
Contender.
Hill.
This is playoffs, correct?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Playoffs, absolute contender. Absolute contender.
All right, championship. Oh, come on, Hill. Are you serious?
What are we doing?
And you were just talking to me the other day about Jason Tatum.
Pretender.
Wow, you were just talking to me about Jason Tatum.
Yeah, no, I think to be fair, I think I have him as co-MVP in the race. But I think it's more so P who had Boston, was
Okay.
Yeah,
up there. Like I have Boston vulnerable.
Okay.
But they are,
vulnerable
because of Jason Tatum, the MVP.
Wow. Okay. Let me know how you really feel, Hill.
I mean, and not a legitimate presence down low. I think Al Horford's post-up defense and offense is a thing of the past, and Robert Williams is so wishy-washy. Whether he comes back or not, don't mean that he'll be able to play. I mean, he's that unknown right now. So, I guess shocker right now. I don't have Boston in my finals.
P, talk to me.
No,
is this man going crazy right now? Are Boston not the contenders?
Yeah, I would say it's crazy. If you don't think they go to championship, it's one thing. They definitely are contenders. Like the only team, and we'll get to them. I'm sure the next one. There's only one team I think is a threat to them in the Eastern Conference.
That would be Milwaukee, right?
Yes, that would, because Chris Middleton just returned yesterday.
Let's go to that team. Milwaukee Bucks. So are they contenders or pretenders? Hill. No, P. I'm sorry. I got to start with Hill because he's surprising me right now.
I mean, with
Milwaukee Bucks,
with that win last night, I think Milwaukee Bucks could be seen as pretenders as well. I mean, Milwaukee and Boston can be knocked off.
Hill, you do know the Eastern Conference has to have someone in the finals.
Correct. And I'll do even better. And I do know that Milwaukee plays in the East. And I do know that Boston plays in the East. So I do have to have a representative, correct?
Yeah.
That's what you're getting at, right?
Yeah.
All right. My representative will be between the Brooklyn Nets and the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I've yet to make it determine who's going to represent the East. Would I be surprised for Boston? And I'm not going to hedge my bets. I have it between Cleveland and Brooklyn. I think Boston will be surprised maybe in the second round. And I think Milwaukee's very vulnerable. They always have been.
I think you got half of that right. I think Cleveland has the potential to be there. But I think you can't discount my man Giannis in the playoffs.
You can. He didn't go
and a
last year.
healthy Chris Middleton coming back right
I don't know what that means.
in the nick of time to get back into a rhythm.
Whoa, hell! A healthy Chris Middleton, that means championship.
Yeah, it was healthy last night, right? He played last night.
Yeah, that's 17.
Looked pretty good too. Pretty good.
Also, pretty good duo over there in LA.
Huh?
Pretty good duo over there in LA.
Well, maybe they might not have to worry about LA because right now they're not in the playoffs, correct?
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. But yeah.
All right. So right now, the way we got the score is 2 contenders for the Celtics and Bucks, 1 pretender for the Celtics and the Bucks. Wow.
And 2 pretenders for the Celtics.
Cleveland Cavs. What about the Cleveland Cavs?
I have them as a contender. I guess I jumped the gun a little early, but they're a contender for the finals for
me. You start now. I could start. I know who this person is. Now I can start understanding you. I think they're contenders too. P, what's good? Talk to me.
I'm actually on a fringe. I'll say Cleveland's contenders. I just like their talent. Again, like I said about
on the fence on that one. You don't want to be late on this one.
They don't have their experience. I really don't think they'll make it, but they're as talented as Boston and Milwaukee. That's why I'll give them contenders.
Yeah. Don't be late on this one, P. We want to get you nice and early on this one right here.
I guess being there means quite a bit. That whole experience thing, which kind of stumps me for Brooklyn. I'm just going strictly on talent with Brooklyn.
Same with Cleveland. Cleveland's just talent.
I think Brooklyn's too much of a soap opera, and that's going to take so much out of them. And when it comes time to buckle down and come together as a team, they're not going to have what it takes. All right, the Atlanta Hawks, contenders or pretenders? Pete.
Or pretender. They'll make the playoffs. Yeah, but for a championship, no.
Sure.
Pretenders, but I do have them being one of the teams that will upset the top 2. What you guys think?
Okay.
Yes, I have Atlanta either beating Milwaukee or Boston.
I have them as pretenders.
Non-believers,
I'm not there with you. I don't. I think they have it within them to beat the Sixers, maybe the Raptors, and whatnot. Surprise those teams. But the Celtics and the Bucks, even the Cavs, I don't think the Hawks will be able to beat in the 7-game series.
Second best backcourt in the East, right?
Okay.
Who's the first?
Huh?
Cleveland and Atlanta?
Yeah, there you go.
I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's position of basketball at this point.
No, okay. Listen, I just made a statement.
Yeah,
agree with it or not, you guys agreed with it, and it means nothing. I mean, to me it does, but I actually have them. These players are going to be really, really exciting for me this year.
Yeah, no, I think Atlanta could make some noise, but
no, you don't see it.
It's finite how much noise they can make.
There's a good chance that they will be seeing Boston or Milwaukee in the first round.
I'll say they'll make it to.
Okay, Indiana Pacers.
Pretenders for both.
Yeah, this might be both.
Yeah. I got pretenders for Pacers too. The Philadelphia 76ers, Phil's favorite team.
When Harden comes back, they'll be pretenders for a championship. And while he's there or not, they'll be contenders for the playoffs. I mean, it doesn't matter if you had Julius Erving on that team; they will be pretenders for a championship.
Yeah, I'm with Hill on this one. Contenders for the playoffs. I think Embiid is just a good enough player. He could just drag them there. Even if they're whole, I don't see this team winning the championship. That's currently constructed.
They have no talent. We have overreached on Shake and what's the other guy who Maxey?
Oh no. I'm just talking. I just don't. When I say that, I'm saying frankly, I don't think Embiid and Harden can take you to a championship.
I agree on that.
That's it. Like, that's all
I
that.
think we got a clean sweep for the last 3 teams: the Hawks, Pacers, and the Sixers. What about the Toronto Raptors?
Phew. Well, definitely pretenders for finals. I mean, they are again on the fringe of maybe being pretenders for playoffs as well. That team is taking an about face.
This is a funny team for me. I think if they were healthy, and admittedly they're not healthy right now, and they haven't been healthy for the majority of the season. But if they were healthy, I might have them as contenders. Dark horse contenders.
For a championship.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the prototypical team for positionless basketball.
Yeah.
But it's not good though.
I think if they were healthy, you see. I think healthy, they're a great defensive team, and I think they have players that can get their own points and be playmakers. Siakam was coming into his own, solidly giving you close to 25 points a game. Scotty Barnes was fitting in nice. We had a nice crew there, and they play team basketball. They don't try to come outside of their lanes or try to be more than what they are. And like I said, they play great team defense when they're healthy, and that in the playoff travels.
If they're not healthy, so that means nothing. I mean, health isn't
yeah,
tangible thing here. Like they have to be on the court to play. If they're not there, they're just not. Whatever they are now, they stink. I don't know health or whatever they're giving me. We're doing what ifs, I guess.
Yeah, I think the lack of a superstar player. Siakam was close, but I don't think he's there. I think this is kind of more of a little engine that could. This is the first round and out. That's the best they could do.
Yeah, like 7 or 8, 6'5" to 6'9" players, right?
Yeah.
And Van Fleet was in there, so.
Not the biggest Van Fleet player.
No, not these Toronto fans.
Not like Van Fleet's game. I like his game. He's solid.
Yuck.
The Washington Wizards.
The
Washington Wizards. Contenders or pretenders? Your boy Kyle Kuzma, your favorite former Laker player. What are you talking?
Definitely still is. I like Kyle Kuzma. He's actually helped his career a lot moving away from LeBron. So, but no, Watinyaba sweepstakes. I don't know if that helps you. No, they're not contenders in the least bit.
All right. Brooklyn Nets. What's we call it? Oh, Washington Wizards. Contenders or pretenders?
I think they could. I think they're first round and out. First round and out.
So they're making the playoffs?
They got to give you 18 somehow. So, like, yeah, exactly. Toronto, them 7, 8 seeds.
What about the Brooklyn Nets, guys? Pretenders. I got them as pretenders. I'll start it off right there for you guys. Make it easy.
You said who?
The Brooklyn Nets.
Pretenders, you said?
Pretenders. With a capital P.
Okay.
With a capital P, Hill.
In the span of 48 hours, I have them vying for a chip.
No, Hill. It's too much.
A chip.
I think if you're a Brooklyn Nets fan, you should be happy if they make it to the playoffs, yo.
Well,
if they're all healthy, get out of the first round.
If they're all healthy, played last night and got smoked by like 25.
Like I said, yo,
if KD and company is going to play like this, chip bound.
Yeah,
I said,
I think they're contenders. No, I think they're contenders.
Strong
to get out of the first round, you're right.
Besides Milwaukee, Boston, and Cleveland, I don't think nobody's close to their talent. You know what I mean? They might be more talented than those teams, to be honest with you.
Y'all let me know when they start playing defense, because that's what you got to do in the playoffs.
Now they're playing now.
Well,
No,
yeah.
they're playing bad teams, Hill, and they're outscoring them. They're
But
not
No,
stopping it.
they're playing better
but
defense in the last
but
7 games, actually.
but to be fair, what Hill's alluding to, they just played Toronto.
Okay, and what we just say about them being injured and half of the team they were meant to be, and
But you got them going. Okay, I mean,
no, I said if they were healthy, Pete, and they're not healthy, so I had to put them in the pretender file. So
okay.
whatchamacallit?
Well,
You
Brooklyn's
beating that
healthy.
team?
Brooklyn's
Good work.
healthy. Brooklyn's
Yeah.
healthy, and they're winning.
Yeah, if Toronto
I
is
don't know about
healthy,
Toronto. They're healthy and they're winning considerably.
yeah, if they Toronto's healthy, Brooklyn still beats them.
Okay.
I mean, they're playing better defense within, like I said, the last 7 games. And let's just say if they're not, they're in the W column for these games. So whatever they're doing, if they're playing lackluster defense and amazing offense, as long as they're scoring 1 point more than the other team, it's producing results.
Okay.
I want to believe it's
just
Jacques
don't think-
Vaughn. I just think these guys have just put it together.
I just don't think what I've seen in the last 7 games leads me to believe that they have what it takes to win a championship.
So them keep winning doesn't give you the idea that they can keep winning.
I have to see more. I have to see more.
Well, until they get a loss, I mean, yeah, but they keep winning. I mean, there's nothing more else that they need to be doing besides
and they probably would need to be able to prove it to me, Hill, at this point. From what I've seen of their team and their resume, this group of individuals, especially Kevin Durant and Kyrie, I probably have to see them win the rest of it and then win their playoff series and then win their champ. I will probably have to see the journey to believe it. And even while they're on that journey, I probably won't believe it until they actually do, because they've been put us through so much stuff. I'm hoping that, hey, Kyrie stays healthy. Ben Simmons just went out again. Saw him on the bench for that game y'all was talking about against Toronto. So it's like, hey, it's too many
uncertainties.
I have to worry about with Brooklyn. You know, hey, are Kyrie and Ben going to be able to stay healthy? Will they continue to play the defense that you say that they're playing now? Or will they continue to look as good offensively as they do now? Will they be able to transfer that against better teams who play better defense in the playoffs? Especially those teams that we're talking about, like, hey, the Boston Celtics, the Milwaukee Bucks, the Cleveland Cavs, or even the Miami Heat of the world that play stellar, are known for playing stellar playoff defense in particular. So it's
those are more elite. I mean, but they don't play defense to that nature. You know what I mean? But those other teams, minus Boston, Boston and I'll say Cleveland, don't play offense as elite if they're close to Brooklyn. But things change in the playoffs, things get tightened up. But for them playing now, I see a vast improvement. But things change in the playoffs because it gets tighter, calls get tighter, get a little bit more physical play. But as of now, I can only go for what I'm seeing right now.
Okay.
And they're playing considerably better. When we get to the playoffs, I guess we cross that road. But I can't judge them for what they're doing now, what they might not do in the playoffs.
All right. Hey, and my thing too is I think I'm still dealing with that first round knockout, that first round sweep they had against Boston. And I'm thinking, all right, that team with Ben Simmons, that's you're going to be questioning where his head is at and whether he's available. And the same thing as far as Kyrie, as far as, hey, will he be available during that time?
Kyrie, yes. I mean,
Kyrie, as far as just injury prone. That's what I'm.
Kyrie, I mean, I don't put no ownership. I mean, I think where we differ is that I put no value in Ben Simmons. So if you're expecting something from Ben Simmons, then I can't help in that discussion because I don't even consider him a player on that team. So whatever he gives me, it's not even a plus or minus because I don't have him, helping Brooklyn. Even when he plays, he does a lot of intangibles. They say like cross picks and things of that nature. And I'm watching him do it, and it's just like, I guess, and it's opening up shots. It's better for them, but he's just there for me. I always feel like they're playing 4-9, regardless of his stats. But if it's 21-1, doesn't matter to me. To me, it's the certainty of Kyrie and Kevin, and from there, I think Kyrie might have something to prove quietly. So this should be a nice little revenge tour for him. I think he's playing with a chip on his shoulder, which should be fun, and a contract year.
Okay. Last team in the East, the Miami Heat.
Knicks don't get no
I have them as contenders right now. They're definitely a playoff team, but I don't think they have what it takes to get over that hump now. I think they're like another piece away. Whether that be, I think they could use some additional scoring, somebody that can create for themselves, or stretch four or something to that effect. But contenders for the championship, no. I don't have Miami Heat as contenders for the championship.
When you say additional scoring, can you help me out with that?
Just another scorer, another guy that can create his own shot. I think right now they may have two on a good day.
Okay, so when you say another, help me with that.
Mo, I don't think. Yeah, you by now you probably understand. Hill doesn't think they have any scores on their
Yeah, no, they don't. They don't. So when you say additional scorer, you're
Jimmy Butler. You know,
that's always the fear I get when it comes to Miami, because I take you guys. Well, if you want to insult me, is he one of the elite scorers in the league? Is that what you're gonna tell me? No, right?
No.
At most, you're gonna tell me serviceable.
Will you say
or better than serviceable?
Elite, you're saying like top 20 scorer?
Yeah, top 20 scores.
I think he's a top 20.
Yeah, I wouldn't even consider that elite.
No, but if I had to, but to help my argument, I would like to stretch it. Elite is only 5.
Yeah, I would say yeah.
But if I made elite 20, he wouldn't be 20.
I think he would get in 20.
Yeah, I personally, Miami pretender. You know, I do think they have maybe they could get to the second round. I think that's their ceiling. That's just
they match up well with teams. They match up well with Boston. I mean, they just defense wise, I think they play very well on defense.
Yeah, I think if they run into Milwaukee and Boston as currents, maybe they could upset Cleveland or Brooklyn. But I don't see them beating Milwaukee nor Boston. I don't care how much defense they bring.
Yeah, and I think that's why I say they need another scorer. Despite Hill's process, that they don't have one.
Hill thinks a scorer.
Miami reminds me of four corner basketball. North Carolina, just hold the ball. Games like 30-21. I don't see them upsetting anyone in the playoffs if they make the playoffs, because I don't have them make the playoffs. But if they make the playoffs, I don't see them upsetting anyone. I don't care how. And Spoelstra, come on, can we start? Take Lincoln down and chisel out the new Mount Rushmore and put Spoelstra's face up there, because he has had no talent since LeBron, Wade, and Bosh.
And this is a little off topic, but can somebody tell Udonis Haslem to retire and just take an assistant coaching job with the Heat? Can someone do that?
One of them Iggy jobs. I think it's like one of them player coach.
No,
because I'm there with Iggy too in Golden State.
I understand what you're saying.
At least Iggy actually plays, Hill.
Nah, I ain't see Iggy in a minute.
He played last year, yo. He played last year.
No,
now he's like a player coach type thing, though.
No, they actually. If you check YouTube, Udonis played the other night. Some young boy just blew. It was like blowing by him.
Yeah, it was once they were getting blown out and nobody else wanted to play in the game. Yeah. Go ahead, Udonis. Our regular players don't want to play anymore, and we don't want to get anybody hurt. Go ahead. And then when you put him out there, see what happened. He's a YouTube video.
Prime Udonis really wasn't. Come on.
Yeah, even more so. So somebody needs to tell him to retire and take an assistant coaching job.
They cutting a check, man. They cutting a check. That's like I said, they cutting a check. If I was him,
Right. Are you saying it's taking up a roster spot?
Yes.
Well, then Mo, your problem is that you have 12 spots in which you need to replace it. Wow. If you're going to get on the Giannis.
I don't think that's going to make a difference.
I mean, if you replace Udonis Haslem, that's not your problem. Like, it's one team in which you can go from 12 to 1 and replace them, and I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. That's Bam. From whoever you think is decent on that team is just as good or bad as Udonis Haslem. That's a team of heart right there. That's heart right there. That's people who believe in the system and play hard. They're all garbage.
And great coaching.
Oh, no. Be fair to the word great. No, you have spectacular coaching. You have these they beat Boston.
Yeah.
They're on the court, they're competing. They're playing. None of these players are good players. I mean, let's call it what it is. None of them are
Let
good
me know how you
players.
really feel. Oh man. Hey guys, hit us up on social media. Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Or email us directly at weneedafifth@gmail.com. Let us know what you think. Are the top 10 teams, how many contenders for the throne are there? Let us know. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification button so you know when the next video comes out. Fellas, let's go to the West Coast. First team up, the Phoenix Suns. Contenders or pretenders?
Oof. I'll go contenders with Phoenix. I'll go with contenders.
Contenders playoffs and is it both?
Contenders,
both, right?
Yep.
Contenders for the championship.
Yep.
Pick Hill.
No, they're not gonna. By definition, yes, contenders. Yeah, they're not gonna win the West.
I got them as. Ooh.
Here we go. Booker point.
All right, contenders.
Okay, because from the DeAndre Ayton fan of this podcast, we would have had an issue if you did not go with the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, because honestly, my gut's telling me, P, that they're gonna be pretenders this year. That they're gonna get everybody excited during the regular season, and then in the playoffs, they're gonna lose to one of these young upstarts, whether that be the Grizzlies or the Dallas Mavericks again, or the Clippers coming out of nowhere, or the Kings or something like that. They're gonna lose, to one of these young upstarts, and then it's gonna be, oh, what happened? But because of their roster, because I believe they're the number one team in the West right now. Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm gonna say contenders.
Joker, Minnesota, Lakers. Any one of these teams.
The Minnesota thing.
What about the Denver?
Like, we'll get to it. Minnesota stinks. Call it what it is. We'll get to
it. AE boy, they're not ready.
They tell me they have to get the young talent together. I don't see the talent, but we'll go.
Anthony Edwards is really talented.
I told you right already, but let's go.
He's better. Wow. He's better. Much better. Okay. Better career. Right. Better. Anthony Edwards has a better career than J.R. Rider right now.
Same game though. Same game. Oh, really? They have the same game?
No. Better shooter. Anthony has a better shooter. We'll get to them, right? We'll get to them.
Denver Nuggets.
Right.
Contenders or pretenders?
They'll get in the playoffs. No shot at a chip.
Both contenders. And they'll knock Phoenix off. Denver will knock Phoenix off.
Yeah, I can see that.
Denver will knock Phoenix off. They're contenders.
I saw them play. Like, I don't like their team, bro.
No,
Like,
me neither.
I don't like their
Me
team.
neither.
I'm gonna say it with my chest. I think they're pretenders. I think Michael Porter Jr. is not going to be available in the playoffs. I think
Jamal
right
Murray's
now,
questionable.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm saying they're perfectly healthy. Oh, not go ahead, Mo. Go ahead. The health means nothing to me. But go ahead.
and I'm almost likely to agree with you, P, in the sense that if they're healthy, from what I've seen this season when they had all three of them on there, it seemed like Joker took a back seat almost. And that team is not going to contend for a championship if he takes a back seat,
Agreed.
if he's not leading the way. And so pretenders for me for the Denver Nuggets.
Well, him taking a back seat in the bubble got them to the Western Conference Final.
Okay.
Him taking the front seat last year got them knocked out in the second round.
Did they make it to the championship?
Oh, Western Conference Finals. He led them last year. They didn't come close. Who was the MVP last year?
He didn't have nobody.
Don't want to hear it. Nope,
Jamal Murray.
He was the focus. No. Jamal Murray led that team in the bubble.
Okay.
Joker was the MVP last year.
Mm-hmm.
He led the league. He led that team, and they got knocked out badly. So I don't want to hear any Joker-led team. Joker doesn't need to head the team. Joker's the best player in the team, but clearly he doesn't produce when he is the person running that team. I like that team with the simple fact that Jamal Murray and Porter are back, and that you let Jamal Murray run that team. And then they start from outside, inside to Joker and let him dominate that way. He doesn't need to be at the top of the key, get his pocket snatched by Draymond Green, because he is not a point forward. We like what he does, but it's not what he's there for. Jamal Murray should be the ball handler and primary ball handler for that team. And let Joker produce in the post, because he's bigger than people down there. It takes him a longer time from the three-point line to get to the basketball hoop, because it's further from the basket. I mean, you know what I mean? He's taller than anyone down there. So when he's down there, Draymond can only foul him down. That's it, period. No, because he's bigger than him.
Now that's a very in-depth and interesting take, to be honest, because I mean, you're right. They did go further with Jamal Murray being quote unquote the guy. I don't think Jamal Murray's all the way back this year also. Correct. So again, I have them maybe, they'll probably get into the playoffs, but I saw them play a couple of games. You know what I mean?
They got another 40 more to at least work him back. It might take him another year to get back. You know what I mean? Yeah. He had a devastating injury. Right. But I've seen this dynamic around the league in which, they're pushing Joker again to be the MVP, and majority of the time him having the basketball is not a good thing. Him having a high usage rate is not good. Even the stats might say it doesn't produce what you want, which is wins. Yeah, they almost got swept by Golden State.
Yeah, there's stats, and then there's like impact in the game. I think like you were referencing in the playoffs, he didn't really impact winning. And and Jamal Murray did.
Will we say that he was the reason why they lost?
No, but we're saying that he wasn't the reason why they didn't win. Like a two-time MVP, you have to do more.
I guess what I'm saying is like, hey, like for example, when Golden State won that first championship, and hey, Kevin Love, Kyrie were both out and whatnot. Right. But at no point did you say, oh, the Cleveland Cavs lost because LeBron James didn't do what he was supposed to do.
That was probably the best performance that any basketball player ever. That is totally like LeBron James. What he did in that year was, he should have been MVP.
Right. You can't. I mean, you don't expect that Cleveland Cavaliers team without Kyrie and Kevin Love to beat that Golden State team. Like, as great as LeBron is, and I do mean great, all-time great.
So I mean, why don't we give
Because Joker's not an all-time great. He's not an all-time great.
Hold on 1 second. Hear what I'm about to say. As far as LeBron is an all-time great, and we knew in that series that he did his job, and we knew that even though he could probably do his job and do it to the best of his ability, because he didn't have the help of Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving, that he wasn't going to win. Why don't we give Joker that benefit of the doubt with his playoff run when he doesn't have Jamal Murray or Michael Porter Jr. and we expected him to win the playoff series.
As a back-to-back MVP,
like Jamal Murray, he had Joker. He had Michael Porter Jr. when he made his Western Conference Finals run. Like he had a full complement of his team. So he should have made it.
But the offense ran through Jamal Murray, Mo. That's what I'm saying. Like he had a defined role down low, and Joker was becoming to be Joker. Like he was unstoppable down there. And you saw him at different times shooting like outside threes, but majority of his work was down in the paint. You're seeing Joker bring the ball up, and high pick and rolls is not where you want him to be. I mean, you're gonna be small once you put the ball on the floor. So I mean, that team is much better when they operate. And Brendan, I'm sure, knows that. To get back to that, but they were a scary, a scary duo for the Lakers. They and that Donovan Mitchell series was one for the ages. That was Jamal Murray, coming out.
Oh yeah, they were going back and forth. Yeah, definitely.
And I don't want to take it away from Joker being with that team, but I think if you wanted to translate into wins, even your greatest player might have to take a less of a role as opposed to being a dominant person with the ball. And I mean, because the ultimate goal is win a championship, and to put him in the best places where he can operate and to produce results. And I think that's down low, and having Jamal create for him, and he's way unselfish. I think they have what it is to be a championship team. Injuries and health is the only thing I think will stop them, but definitely not running how I think they ran the offense that way because he was out. So everything went through Joker. I think that's what enabled him to get that MVP, because they had one of the top players in the league, and they ran everything through him.
Okay. The New Orleans Pelicans, contenders or pretenders?
They could contend definitely for the playoffs, definitely. Pretenders when it comes to a championship.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat as you, P. I think they'll definitely make the playoffs. I'm willing to put it out there like that. But I think they'll fall short. I think, they're starting the journey of learning how to win. And I think they'll follow probably a similar path that Memphis followed the last 2 years, where you get into the playoffs, you make a little noise, but ultimately you fall just short.
Yeah, I mean, I have them as contenders and pretenders for a different reason. I have contenders for playoffs. It's not even an experience factor. I think if they're playing together, similar to the Toronto thing, but with more definition. And when they're playing, they're winning. That's just simple. When all of them are playing, that team is just that dominant. There's no experience whatsoever. To me, it's just health. Brandon Ingram cannot stay on the floor. Zion won't stay on the floor. You know what I mean? You're asking them to have a better conditioning. And I don't think that'll last for the season. And I think them missing games might hurt their seeding. And they're gelling because you need these games to, pretty much have that feel going into the playoffs. And I just think health-wise, and these guys are young guys, and it's just frustrating to watch. But when they're on the court, they're just they match up problems for everyone. I mean, 21st season, I'm sorry, but I saw Zion pretty much pummel LeBron into the ground. He's just a bad matchup in general. Brandon Ingram's just a bad matchup in general. And then having McCollum as your third option is ridiculous.
And I like what's the young player, Herb Jones?
Brown. Brown, Jones. You got a lot of intangibles that's just flying above the rim. You know what I mean? Decent center. I mean, that team is just well built, well coached.
All right. I think I know what the next team is going to be, but hey, let's put it out there. The Memphis Grizzlies. Say it with your chest.
Oh, contenders.
Contender or pretender?
Contenders. They're the biggest threat to the Warriors. We'll get to that, but yeah, if healthy, that's the caveat. If healthy, love that team if they're healthy.
So you're saying contenders for the
Chip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say no more. Say no more. Hill.
Yeah, contenders both. Well, I just want a little bit more shooting, but yeah.
Yeah, I got them as contenders as well. With Jaren Jackson back, blocking Embiid, blocking dunks and whatnot. Yeah, I think they can definitely get a chip. I don't know if this is their year though. But
how long we gonna keep saying that? They are young, but how long we gonna keep saying that?
Yeah. Let's go back to LA. LA Clippers. Contenders or pretenders?
Contenders for the playoffs, pretenders for the championship. They're close to being pretenders for the playoffs.
Yeah, took the words out of. Yeah, I'm with Hill. We're going right along. Yep, that's it.
I think we got a clean sweep, gentlemen. I'm right there with y'all. I almost want to say just straight up pretenders, but I'm gonna give them a little bit of a benefit of a doubt, a little bit. But they got too many plain clothes players for me, yo. Portland Trail Blazers, contenders or pretenders?
Totally forgot them, so that makes them pretenders. I totally forgot them, and Dame's a hell of a player.
P.
Simon. Oof.
Yeah, I should have wrote it. I don't think I could have like nine contenders for the playoffs, but I got them as a contender for the playoffs. Definitely not a championship. Pretender for the championship, definitely. There's no way.
Oh, okay. You scared me, P. I thought you were saying contenders for a championship. I'm like, what games have you been watching, bro?
Jeremy Grant's balling, by the way. Jeremy Grant's playing pretty well.
Big time. And if they match up 5, 6, whatever they match up against the Clippers, then yeah, they'll be contenders to beat them.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Dame can win a series.
You know what?
That's what I'm saying. Dame can win a series.
Yeah.
Selling Mo's gonna put them in the Wembanyama sweepstakes.
Yeah,
I can see that. That's why I had them pretenders. But if they get in, they are capable of beating a team.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I gotta say Portland Trailblazers, y'all are pretenders. I'm sorry. Fools gold.
That's fair.
All right. Sacramento Kings.
Oh, it's pretenders.
Wembanyama sweepstakes. I mean, yeah, pretenders, bro. Shout out to Mike Brown too. That's my guy. He's good wins too. He's picking some good wins.
I don't know this false hope that everybody has with the Kings.
No, pretenders. Wembanyama.
Yeah.
I hope not. If that's the case, I want him to make the play so he doesn't.
No, I hope so. Give Mike Brown Wembanyama. I hope so.
No.
That'll be 2 generational players he'll have.
No.
Oh, LeBron.
Have had. Yeah, correct. Excuse me. Have had. Excuse me.
Jeez, that was scary.
That
was scary.
The defending champion, Golden State Warriors, contenders or pretenders?
Contenders. Hey, listen, that's one team wherever they fall won't matter. Won't matter. Favorite. 7-1-2, it will not matter.
Yeah,
I don't. And shame on me that I'm not taking this regular season serious. Any bumps, anything that they have, and when it's time to turn it on, just like last night, I said Clay's shot. Clay went crazy last night.
Yeah.
So,
Pete, I heard you were saying something.
Favorites.
No, I second that. I'll second that. I'll second that.
Wow. I'm not going to go as far as to say favorites. I'm going to say contenders. They're definite contenders. They're solid contenders. But I got to see them win on the road a little bit more, fellas. That frightens me, yo. You realize
you?
They only won one game on the road.
Mo, they can win no games, bro. They won 5 championships together. It doesn't matter what time. That is a. If they haven't shown you championship pedigree, I don't need to see anything on the road. If they get blown or close or whatever, you get them in the playoffs, they're a favorite. They just have that. So I guess they'll turn that all around. I don't know.
And get that bench together. Like, hey, they got some serious issues that they got to clear up, bro.
So you have Contender.
Yeah, they got 60 games to clear it up. I'm cool.
I have them as contenders because like you, I believe that they can turn it around.
Right.
But like I said, hey, for me to say favorite, I would need to see them turning it around. And I haven't seen that happen yet. So all I can say is, hey, I have them as a solid contender,
right,
but I won't say that they're the favorites to win the championship. Not from what I've seen. No.
Who do you have as favorite in the West?
Right now, all things considered, I think you might have to go with the Suns at this point.
Right, because they showed us in the last 3 years that they have been this solid, winning as they all have been doing, and they lose. I don't need to see it myself, but if you need to see it, Phoenix will continue to win more. I'm going to tell you right now.
One of the things with Golden State that's always been consistent during their championship run is that, hey, they've had strength in numbers, and their bench was never a liability. Their bench was always able to either maintain a lead or extend it. Now you have a bench that, hey, as soon as they get on the court, you start losing again. And you lose a lead. Mm-hmm. And you're losing games.
Right.
Now you have a team that, hey, last year, even in years past with their championship runs, during the regular season, it was like they were coasting through it. And they were easily the top spot. Or challenging for the top 3. Until recently, they weren't even in the top 10 until like last week.
And for that, I'll say Phoenix doesn't give up leads, and their bench is solid. And I have to say that it's the total opposite on Phoenix. And I'm more scared of Phoenix.
And I can understand why you have that, especially what they showed you last year
and
in the playoffs and stuff like that, and the year before. But my thing is, hey, especially with Golden State, and you're dealing with young players that are getting acclimated into the system. Hey, you don't have a whole bunch of Jordan Pooles that, hey, have spent the last 2 or 3 years in the system and are comfortable with it, and now they're getting into their bag. No, they're trying to be Jordan Poole, Kuminga, Moody, Wiseman. They're trying to get to that comfort.
Still got 50 get and listen, they have defined roles. Again, and I hate picking on Phoenix. They have defined roles on Phoenix. These no young bucks learning anything of that nature. I will go on a point, and they have the most experienced point guard in the league in Chris Paul. MVP candidate in Devin Booker. You can't get more solid, and a great coach in Monty. And I am so confident in the unknown, what it is, Golden State, that I do not have to see any, because in Steve Kerr and the big 3, I trust. It will get done and fixed this year. When I tell you I don't even blink about their road losses, I don't care, again, if it's by 20 or 2. I see them up 17, I see them up 22, and them losing it to me is just complacency. So once they got to get disciplined in these things, but in some of these leagues, the young guys are helping out though. DiVincenzo and Moody, these guys coming off the bench are helping in the second and third quarters when they're expanding their leads. They're losing fourth quarter leads, which to me goes back to a coaching thing with complacency. And unlike any other team like Phoenix or anything else, when they're going into these other places, they're having a good game. When Golden State are going to these arenas, they're getting their best. The worst of the worst teams are going to play their hearts out versus Golden State. They're not doing that against Phoenix because no one cares.
But and like I said, with the previous championship runs, Golden State's never looked like this in the regular season.
Yes, they have. They lost like 14 games in a row last year. They were at their worst at one point last year.
At that point, you had reasons like, hey, Draymond was out, Steph had missed some time, Clay was still coming back into his own and whatnot. Jordan Poole was getting acclimated, and allowed to a little bit more free reign and stuff like that.
Right.
When they've been home, they've never had during their championship runs a regular season run like this, where hey, we're not going to win any road games. Like I said, I think they won one road game, though.
When they were whole at their best,
I'm real doubtful about that one road.
The only person to pick the Golden State Warriors out of all of us during this whole time was Paul last year. I mean, I had Steph Curry, the fourth best player left in the semis leading up to it. Golden State to me was that bad of a team. And I think Miami was in there. Actually, I think I picked Jimmy Butler over Steph Curry. They were playing that bad. I had Steph Curry the last one, and Pete looked at me like, you're nuts. This is Steph Curry. They weren't playing their greatest last year, and they turned it on late in the playoffs, which to me, I won't make that mistake not this year. I mean, they were looking at me like, yo, you're crazy. This is the Golden State Warriors. I said, well, they're not playing that well. To me, Boston is clicking. You know what I'm saying? And I thought at the time Phoenix was going to look until Dallas knocked them off. So I said, you know what? I don't know. I got Luka in there over Steph, and I'm buying no more of that. I don't do that anymore.
Now I understand, Mo. I understand your trepidation and everything, you know, but it's. I mean, if they don't have credit, then who does? You know what I mean? Speaking of the Golden State Warriors, and Phoenix is kind of like the opposite. They're like, you know what I mean? Like I can't trust them. You know what I mean? So,
and I understand. And if I was just talking about Clay, Steph, and Draymond, I would totally get what y'all are saying. But I'm not talking about them. I'm not talking about anybody that we can rely on Golden State. I'm talking about their bench and their inability to win road games with this team.
Yeah, but you see them now, Mo, because of that. You don't see them in the playoffs. Your team gets shrunk.
And even last year, like to your point, Hill, when leading up into the playoffs, hey, they had injuries galore leading up into the playoffs to the point where, hey, Steph was coming off the bench when he came back, during the playoffs. So it's like, hey, there was a reason why they had those hiccups before the playoffs, and that you might have been like, oh, okay, but we're not talking about that type of situation.
So basically, you're saying that you don't believe in the young players because
I have concerns about them. Yeah.
Because Clay, Draymond, and Steph was missing last year, and Poole had to get better last year. So you understand last year, all four of those guys, for all intents and purposes, are good now.
Yeah.
So to me, and this comes from my perspective, I just feel like they have 60 games to get those players that you don't trust acclimated. That's it. And if Golden State has shown us nothing else, that's what they.
And like I said before, hey, I believe like y'all do that. Hey, they can do it. If any team's going to flip the switch, it's going to be the Golden State Warriors. Mm-hmm. What I'm saying is, hey, I can believe that they're going to do it, but until I start seeing them move on that path, I'm not going to label them as favorites.
But then, on I'd say notion, you're saying when you look at it, I could say the same thing for Phoenix. Until I see Phoenix do it in the playoffs, I can't trust them.
I can agree with that. Okay. I will understand that.
Yeah, but another thing is, in saying the bench, I mean, rotations get squeezed. I mean, what major role did they play anyway last year anyway?
They played the role.
No, they didn't log major. No, their rotation got dropped down to about 8
and 9. About 8 deep.
Right, but they didn't log minutes. They definitely did, but it was for breathers. They didn't log that much minutes though. So the amount of experience that you have, you're gonna have spot starts in which they're coming in. The majority of that is going to be the crux of these big three: Wiggins, Poole, and Wiggins, Poole, Looney, JaMychal Green, and maybe DiVincenzo, and then you sprinkle those guys in.
But you got to figure their bench rotation was different last year, where they lost a lot of their bench rotation that they were using last year. Hey, Gary Payton, Toscano, and the guy that's playing, I think, for Phoenix now. I forgot his name.
Yeah, it's his stepbrother, but they didn't. I mean, but even with him, it was still bench. And those, like, you got JaMychal Green that's playing right now. That's fit in. JaMychal Green's gonna fit in. JaMychal Green has experience. He'll be fine. DiVincenzo's, he's getting logging in minutes. I see him playing minutes. But the Kumingas, the Moody's, and the younger players, they're still maybe 1 or 2 years out. This guy's back in G League, the center.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I still think that these players are still maybe a year or two out. They're still considered young. But to me, it is just the crux and maybe 3 more players outside of that, or maybe 2, and which is Jermichael Green and DiVincenzo. I think it's going to get struck, and those guys you just rotate in and out with some spot starts with.
And I can see that happening, because I'll even support your argument in the sense that DiVincenzo's been hurt for most of the season. He just came back healthy, I believe, last week. So I can see what you're saying, but like I said, for me, I need to see it happening. I need to see them start winning road games, win away from Arco, whatchamacallit, before I call them a favorite.
Because watching these games, the people who's been losing these games have not been the bench. It's been Steph Curry with late turnovers. It's been Klay Thompson having a bad shooting night. It's been Klay Thompson getting ejected. So, this still has to be put on, and that's why I don't take it serious. Like, these wins have to still be analyzed. Steph Curry walked at the end of the game. Klay Thompson shot 1 for 16 at the end of the game. He got ejected in Phoenix. You know what I'm saying? Draymond Green gets ejected. There's certain factors in which they're just not playing. Their starters aren't playing that well. The only constant I'm saying that's having a decent year are 2 players to me is Steph Curry and Wiggins. Wiggins has been the solid on that team, and I think he's believe it or not, Andrew Wiggins is that rock in which I think they will be repeating again. He's the X factor for that team.
Okay.
So I have no qualm. You're not the only one. Trust me. I go crazy when people tell me that Phoenix another year, or again, I like Brooklyn another year. It just seems so easy to just slot those 2 in. And then when I look at the last 3 years, it's like they have gave me nothing. 0. What? And any Chris Paul led team, I didn't want to go there, but.
What about the Utah Jazz? Contenders or pretenders?
What about
contenders or pretenders?
Ooh, what a difference a couple of weeks makes. I got them as pretenders, period.
Wow.
I'm glad they played so well in the beginning, because hopefully that'll hurt them for getting Wembanyama. But pretenders, they won't make the playoffs, and they won't get Wembanyama. So the best of both worlds.
Yeah, clean sweep, pretenders. Last team, Minnesota Timberwolves. The great pretenders. That's what I'm gonna call them.
For both playoffs and
they'll probably make the playoffs.
Okay, all right. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear.
They're gonna get swept in the first round.
I won't say that.
If they make the playoffs, they're gonna get swept in the first round.
I won't say that.
Or they'll lose their playing game.
You know what? I was going to have to put them as contenders, not the pretenders.
Yeah.
Because I think the war right now.
Warriors in 8 or 7.
I got a couple teams that are out the top 8 or 10, I believe, that I think
will be out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. What the hell? Pretenders.
Utah will be out, and they'll be in.
You showed a strength and fortitude that I didn't show. And know what? Pretenders. I'm sorry. I'm switching it up.
Join the game. I don't think they have enough talent, and they have bad coaching, and there's a bad organization. Pretenders.
Second team in the West. Let me see. Because they will be in a playing game, or they might make the AFC.
But I don't playing games is true. Oh wow! I was actually considering playing game. Oh yeah, definitely pretenders. I'm
Minnesota, Utah, and Minnesota, Phoenix. I'll be interested.
5
I'll be interested.
5 games.
Minnesota, I'll be interested. Well, 5 games isn't a sweep mathematically, though. Correct. So we
I give them 1.
It is Phoenix, so I'll give them 1. It should be a sweep.
Well, if it's Phoenix and what Phoenix has showed you, then this one could go 7.
Minnesota showed me it won't happen.
No, they went to 7 with Ja, right? 7 to 6.
Yeah,
7.
but they got Rudy now.
All right, so they might beat Minnesota. They might beat Phoenix.
Nah, they got Rudy now.
Rudy and Ayton push this year.
Oh God.
And Anthony Edwards and Booker.
I think Phoenix has the advantage on both of those fronts.
How about that?
And Minnesota has a better point guard.
Who's their point guard again?
Yeah, exactly.
Only has to be probably the fourth best Laker point guard to ever do it.
Pat Bev still there?
The fourth best point guard to ever do it. Lefty, southpaw.
Stephon Marbury came back?
No, lefty.
Utah finally put the trigger on Michael Conley?
Okay.
Jeremy
He played
Lin?
in Brooklyn as well.
Jeremy Lin?
Nah, but D'Angelo Russell's not good.
Yeah, he's really good, actually.
No.
No, he's not.
He's really good. He's really good. He's better than Chris Paul.
Now he's not.
He's
That's
better
how bad-
than Chris Paul now. Yes, he is.
He's not. No.
And we're not even talking career. No, today he's not.
Yes, he is. He is. He's
Like,
better.
Right now.
last
Right
leg,
this second.
I don't know how much you got
He's
left.
better.
Give me Chris Paul.
Oh,
Unless you want the guy that throws the t-shirts in the stands. That's
So the
D'Angelo.
two most expensive franchises are just not even being brought up.
One of them is why I don't have Minnesota in the playoffs.
Well, no, come on.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I look for the Lakers to catch Minnesota.
Ah, come on.
I truly get. I truly look for the Lakers to catch Minnesota. Yeah, I
let's
think they're
talk about-
better. I think, to be honest, I think the Lakers are better than Minnesota.
Let's talk about the teams most likely to make the playoffs that aren't in the playoffs right now. The Lakers. P, you got them making the playoffs?
Yes, sir. Yes,
So you
sir.
got them taking Timberwolves spot, huh?
Or even easier, Utah. Yeah.
Hill, the Lakers, you got them making the playoffs?
Of course not.
Stay with your chest.
No, of course not. Of course not.
Yeah, I'm in that boat too, Hill. I don't
Really?
think they're gonna
You think a 38-win team is gonna make the playoffs?
Maybe I'm being optimistic on their health.
Oh man.
But when the Lakers play Utah or Minnesota, the two best players on the court are clearly on the Laker team.
By far.
It is
But
not.
you
The problem
think
is
so a 38-win team is gonna make the playoffs, what you telling me?
They'll have a
and the
better
problem-
record than Minnesota and Utah. That's what
No,
I'm
they
telling
won't.
you.
And the
Minnesota have a
problem
better
is
record than
the
38
team,
wins.
they can't play Utah and Minnesota for the
They're
entire
not gonna have a better record than Minnesota. I'll
No,
bet
but
that.
what they're saying, they're playing the same teams, and I think they're better than them.
Maybe,
That's what I'm
But they're
saying.
not gonna have a better record though.
I say that's a yeah.
We'll see. I think they will. We'll see.
Can we-
Minnesota, Utah, prove me wrong. But there's no way in
The
heck.
Knicks have a better chance of making it in the East than the Lakers in the West.
All
No,
right, let's go to the
I don't
Knicks.
think so.
You think the Knicks are going to make it?
I said the Knicks have a better chance of making the playoffs than the Lakers. I don't think either one's gonna make it.
Give me the Lakers. Give me the
I
Lakers.
think-
LeBron we trust. What that kid said? Isn't he like 91?
Yeah. And I don't know what that says about the NBA. He's still,
Nothing. Trust me, nothing. It's no. He's going out bad. He's going out bad.
25, 5-5.
He's going out bad. He really is.
If
If he
that's
was in his,
bad, yo.
if he was
It
in his
is.
third,
It
if he
is.
was in his third year, they'd be throwing him a parade.
Absolutely.
Because he's giving you Anthony
Not.
Edwards numbers. He's giving you Anthony Edwards numbers.
Absolutely not. He's not better than Anthony Edwards.
He's way better than Anthony Edwards.
Do you? All right.
Leaps and bounds better.
Now
I'll put this
My
out in
career, my
America.
career.
In America,
Yeah.
please help me. Would you get fair value for LeBron James for Anthony Edwards right now? Would you?
No.
We have to have
I'll give it
legitimacy
for
to the
America.
show,
No,
people.
but
Would you
that's-
trade
no,
Anthony
that's
Edwards for
just-
LeBron James?
No, that's just age.
We said
LeBron.
now. So we said now.
Okay,
So this is it.
no. If we go to the park right now and pick a LeBron over Anthony
Well,
Edwards,
that's stupid.
No, it's not.
Stupid.
I'm picking
No.
you and Mo over
I
Anthony
wanna win.
Edwards. Actually,
Well, that's dumb. That's
no, it's
dumb.
that's
I
my
wanna win.
point. It's not. It's not. That's my point. It's
You
not.
guys are competent minds now. Would Minnesota trade Anthony Edwards for LeBron James right now?
In a heartbeat.
Minnesota do it? No, because
No,
they're
what
dumb.
is it? Would Minnesota do it?
in a heartbeat if they were
Minnesota.
smart.
They're not, Mo, so they wouldn't do it. This is the same team that
Can I get just an answer? Do you think Minnesota would trade Anthony Edwards for LeBron James?
I do not. I do not.
Because you're correct, Paul. You're correct.
No, because Minnesota's dumb.
No, they're not dumb. They're not dumb.
They're dumb.
He's younger.
This is the same team that traded all the draft picks for Rudy Gobert.
He's younger. He's better. He's younger and he's better. Anthony Edwards is better than LeBron James.
That is so crazy that your man's in year 20 putting up the same numbers.
Anthony Edwards is better than LeBron James, and it's not even close. He's by far better than LeBron James.
Only thing I agree with you is that it's not even close part.
Wow.
You agree on the not even close part.
Not even.
I'm stunned.
Okay, we'll put it this way. If the Lakers make the playoffs in Minnesota, hypothetically, then LeBron's better than them, correct? Or are we going to say Davis carried it?
No questions asked, correct.
Okay.
Period.
We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see.
There's nothing to discuss. I don't care how they did it. If he gets to the playoffs and they don't, he's better than Anthony Edwards. No questions asked.
Cool. All right.
Now.
I'm
if that's reversed,
right no.
Will I get the same?
Because Anthony Edwards won't win a chip. How about that?
Listen, I clearly gave you an answer, right? I said yes, period. My answer is yes.
I'm giving you an answer right now, and I'm going to tell you no.
If LeBron plays the same amount of games. If LeBron gets hurt the next game and is out for like the next 20 games, then it's different.
He's acting like these players are equal and their resumes are equal. Hell no. No. All right. LeBron got 4 of them things.
Here's what it is.
When Anthony Edwards gets 4 of them things, leads a team past the first round, then he can get the same benefit of the doubt as LeBron James.
In more words of Devin Booker, that's great. Like you have the rings. He can't deny that. But Devin Booker is better than Klay Thompson.
I'm doing the same Anthony Edwards better than LeBron James. Boy.
Yeah, no. You can't. They can't take that back. They won. He got 4 rings, but doesn't mean he's not better. Devin Booker is better than Klay Thompson now, and Anthony Edwards is better than LeBron James now. And they have more championships. There's nothing to do about it, but they're just better.
But LeBron can also say, "Hey, young man, I'm pulling the same numbers you're doing right now in your 3rd year."
I'll try this. I'll try this in co-host language. Klay Thompson has 5 championships, right? Would you trade Klay Thompson for Devin Booker right now? Okay, we'll go to another question then. Anthony Edwards, LeBron James has 4 championships. And you guys say no, would you trade LeBron James for Anthony Edwards right now?
No, but
go to the Lakers. I'm a Laker fan. I would give you LeBron James and someone else for Anthony Edwards in a heartbeat. I wouldn't even think about it.
The difference is
thank God you're not the GM.
Difference is Booker right now is better than Klay Thompson. Not a better career, but right now I think
not a better career by far.
Past Klay Thompson.
Right, it's not close.
Now in the LeBron Anthony Edwards conversation,
Anthony Edwards is better.
The career we're not even going to talk about.
Not even close. Not even close.
I think today
right.
LeBron is better than Anthony Edwards.
That's scary. That's
scary.
Why do you think he
scores more than him?
I don't understand. What does he do better?
Every stat that you can think of him.
Well, LeBron James
would excel at.
I'll defend myself. Let me defend myself. LeBron James is known for his jump out the listen. You took away LeBron's superpowers and you're seeing what it is now. It's disgusting. It's hard to watch.
But I say the same
Anthony, I promise I will let y'all go. Anthony Edwards has his superpowers added with a trampoline. So he can jump out the building. That's one. So it's youth. Youth is the biggest superpower. That's one. 2, he has a better offensive package than LeBron James. LeBron James stinks.
Wow.
He stinks. Offensive wise, he stinks. I don't know what his game is in a half-court step besides a look the other way, jab step behind the 3-point line, which is really, really terrible. And the bully ball underneath the basket. Anthony Edwards is mid-range game, 3-point. Like I said, jump out the building. And what's so crazy is that it's not close. And it's not a sentimental thing. I mean, career-wise, it's not. It's always going to be LeBron James. But I would be elated if you guys were the GMs of the Lakers and you would think about, like, actually keeping that guy over. It makes my job much easier that I get to keep this guy if I get outvoted by my owner. There's no way in hell I would trade LeBron James for people less than Anthony Edwards. And you guys wouldn't give up. You wouldn't trade Anthony Edwards for LeBron James? Are you kidding me? And you're watching these games, right? I mean, well, clearly you're not watching the games, and I don't blame you guys because the Lakers games are terrible. Except for AD stepping up.
I watch the Lakers games. I make sure I don't watch the Minnesota games. That's disgusting.
So you saw when he went for the left-hand layup and got his shit punched to the third row. LeBron James when he played under. I don't care by the best player.
No, what I saw was Anthony Edwards playing in the game and standing on the side with his hands on his hip, pouting about not getting the ball, and the rest of his team was playing.
Okay, because of that fast break, Anthony Edwards was dunking on Giannis.
So Anthony Edwards averages 23 points a game.
Okay.
Tell him what LeBron averaged. Okay. Tell him what LeBron averaged.
26. What are we doing?
Okay. All right. Anthony Edwards is better.
LeBron has 9 rebounds, 7 assists.
Okay.
Anthony Edwards has 6 rebounds, 4 assists.
Okay.
Across the board, he's just better than
him. You can't pick up a stat that he's better than LeBron is.
It's nothing.
Ever. In his career.
His career? I mean, how you gonna compare the careers? He's like the second best player of all time.
Again, I'm going
this year. Just this year. Anthony Edwards is a better player.
Are better.
And it's not even close. I mean, that's something I think if you want to draw up some real numbers and throw that on the poll right there. Who's better? That's not even close.
I mean, I'm just talking about his numbers for the last years that Anthony Edwards has been in the NBA. He's never in his career.
Right.
While LeBron was on year 17, 18, and 19, 20.
Right.
He's never had better stats than LeBron ever in any stat you want to pick for Anthony Edwards.
Okay.
So by any measurement or any metric, there's nothing that Anthony Edwards does at this point since he started his NBA career, better than LeBron James. And I'm not even talking about the entirety of LeBron James' career. I'm just talking about the last 3 years.
He's better than LeBron James.
But how about LeBron?
He doesn't have the numbers to prove that.
So what?
LeBron James.
I mean, if you want me to pull up numbers, I can always argue numbers. That's the easiest thing for me to argue. That's just stats I can just look up. I'm talking about a straight eye test.
But that'll be very difficult in this case because the numbers are not helping Anthony Edwards. The last time LeBron had those type of numbers, he was like 18 years old.
Okay.
That was like his worst season. Anthony Edwards right now, his best season was LeBron's worst season.
The easiest way to combat that is just usage rate. He doesn't have the usage rate of LeBron James. LeBron James has the ball in his hand like maybe about 88% of the time.
At 18?
No, I'm talking about now. His usage rate is LeBron James has the second most usage rate in the league. Like what? He doesn't have the ball in his hands like Anthony Edwards.
Because he's
good. You don't want him with the ball.
Because you have hold on. Trust me, it's not because he's good. He has a franchise who stupidly acquiesced to him. The Lakers should have been moved on from this guy. They can't. They're hamstrung by this guy, and he's going to run that organization to the ground. They're not taking the ball out of LeBron James' hand. I just want to. All right, I'm gonna give you a little secret here. Darvin Ham doesn't run the Lakers. You got that right? Like he doesn't run the offense or anything of that nature. This is LeBron James' team. You do know that, right?
Yeah. So the only thing that his usage rate is Anthony Edwards is better than LeBron James in your eyes. That's it.
No.
You don't have
LeBron
numbers,
James.
You don't have
because
nobody,
you can't.
No video.
But I gave you the reason why because the usage rate. He's going to have more assists. He has the ball. He's going to have more points because he has the ball. He's making more decisions. Anthony Edwards doesn't have the usage rate as LeBron. He doesn't have the ball in his hand like that.
Ball.
No, you don't understand. You shouldn't want LeBron to have the ball like that. I don't understand what you get. All right, put it this way. Your record indicates why you're losing that way because he has the ball in his hands that way. You guys need a point guard.
No,
you guys need to move on from LeBron James. You don't have a winning record there in LA.
I think it's because of injuries than LeBron James.
I just think they're not good.
We'll see.
You're right. The rest of the Lakers team is no good. You're right.
All right, let's start over because we
2 players on.
All right, so let's start over for what I'm getting right now. So let's start over. I'm gonna say Lakers pretenders. Let's go with you two now.
Okay,
because LeBron is this player. Let's You have contenders for the Lakers?
Yeah.
No, you should have you should have contenders for what I'm hearing what LeBron James is.
No, I said pretenders for the Lakers and Minnesota. Huh?
No, but for
Utah.
what LeBron James is
Lakers
giving
ain't
you,
the only ones.
if LeBron James is giving you what he's giving you, and AD is giving you what you give me, those two players, that should make that team at least contenders for the playoffs.
Know what the problem is? You need 5 players on the court to play. And
no, you need 2 because I have Brooklyn as contenders in the East.
Are the only 2 players on those court.
That's all you need.
The rest of
you need more than 2 players?
For me, we're having recording. I have the Lakers, and I'm glad we're recording this. I have the Lakers as contenders. Like I said,
all right, you put it down. All right. You put it on.
I have them ahead of Minnesota, and I have them ahead of Utah.
But by definition, by Mo, you have 2 players. Is that enough for you
to get to the playoffs? Yes,
correct. So my whole thing is you should at least have them for contenders for the playoffs, not for the win the chip. At least to make the playoffs with those 2 players, you should have contenders with one giving you 27 and the other one who's in the last pace is almost averaging about 30.
Yeah, I mean,
so that should at least make you contenders for the playoffs. They won't make the playoffs, is what I'm saying, because I don't have them that good.
And me and you pretty much have the same philosophy. It's just different,
opposite spectrums.
I have LeBron and AD making it over Cat and Anthony Edwards. You're more on the Anthony Edwards Cat train, so you have to make it over the Lakers. But I do think the 2 players can make that big of a difference. So I think LeBron, the LA's top 2 players are better than Minnesota's top 2 players. That's how I'm looking at it.
And with that, we go back to the other part and say, if that's the case, if Minnesota makes the playoffs, come on, see, that's my issue right there.
I get it. Hell, that's valid. I get it. But because of their injuries this year,
come on, bro.
I'm setting myself up because if they miss 20 games,
come on.
Minnesota
could have injuries.
For me, part of the reason why I think the Lakers are pretenders is I don't believe AD is going to be healthy for the
Cat's out 4 to 6 weeks. Look it up right now. Cat's out 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, I don't think like AD will make a playoff. Like honestly, I think he's going to be playing close in a minute.
All right, but listen to this. I'll help you out even more. You're afraid that they could lose some games.
No,
I'm not. Cat's out 4 to 6 weeks already. Right now.
Yeah, hell, I think you're just going to take an L. To be honest, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying, if Lakers don't make it and Minnesota does, in my mind, it's going to be because AD and LeBron got hurt.
All right, but Cat is hurt now.
No, but what I'm saying is, if Minnesota makes it, you're going to be like, yo, they made it. LA didn't. I'm still not going to tell you Anthony Edwards is better than LeBron.
Why not, though? Because you're going to think the only reason they're not going to make it is because of injury, right?
Correct.
If they don't get hurt and Cat's hurt now and Minnesota still makes the playoffs,
then I got to give it to Edwards. Right there. No, I have to. If Cat, you're saying if Cat is hurt.
Cat's hurt now, 4 to 6 weeks.
Right. And AD and LeBron remain healthy.
Correct.
And Anthony Edwards leads Minnesota to the playoffs.
Which is a crazy clause, which shouldn't even be in there because it should just be because Cat's hurt now.
Right. No, I hear you. And the Lakers don't. I would have to say Anthony Edwards is a better player. I would have to.
No, you would. No, you would.
No.
Because you have eyes, Pete. You seen LeBron James play. You see Anthony Edwards.
No, but we're talking this year, right now. That's what I'm saying. Anthony Edwards will never be good as LeBron James.
Ever.
Who's arguing that?
Now, this year though.
Right now, without Cat, yeah, then I would give them. But I think that's.
Let's take it to the fans. Fans, let us know. You got Anthony Edwards as a better basketball player than LeBron James this season.
Oh, God.
Hit us up on social media. Instagram, Facebook.
He's having on my radar, bro.
Ron is?
In the YouTube comments.
I don't think he's even an all-star.
Email us directly at gmail.com, man. We need to know y'all are paying. Y'all think Anthony Edwards is better than LeBron James? Yeah, you heard me. I said it. Do you agree with him that Anthony Edwards is better than LeBron James?
In the rubber room.
Fellas, what's on the radar?
Rubber room ready.
What's on the radar, fellas?
Oh, okay. This works. This works. Radar, congratulations to LeBron James. Becoming 6th all time in the all-time assist category over Magic Johnson. Yeah.
Won't
What is
hear
that?
Anthony Edwards in that.
Yeah, but you know why? Because he has the ball all the time. Like that's what.
Yeah, taking bad shots.
No. See,
like
LeBron is the
Young
results. You know what
steroids,
LeBron
though.
is? LeBron is Tom Brady. I can't argue results. I'll always lose to that. But I don't know what you guys are seeing outside of this guy's athleticism. LeBron has probably one of the ugliest games known to man. That is what I see. Outside his athleticism, he is the best passer at his height outside of Magic Johnson. I give him credit for that. But if you take away his athleticism, which you couldn't in his earlier years, you have what you have now, which is pure shit. Pardon my French. He is not. So when he does things and he practices and hits the side of the backboard and working out, and then Paul George, who is Paul George to say, and they make a joke like LeBron is in his bag, because people know, who knows about his game, is that he doesn't have handle. He doesn't have a mid-range. These things are common knowledge. And laugh all you want. This is your eyes telling you. You like his post-up game, his turnaround? You like his mid-range pull-up? He doesn't have these things. These things come with basketball, and he's been able to play without it. So the reason why I love Shaq is the reason why I love LeBron is their raw talent and to dominate. But it's not because they're basketball acumen. If you think LeBron James and Kobe Bryant on the same plateau with talent-wise, there's nothing to discuss here. It's a whole different bag of worms we're dealing with.
How we bring Kobe into it when we were talking about
because I'm talking about LeBron. Because Anthony Edwards has a talent spectrum, because he can hit a mid-range. He can do a turnaround jump shot. When you're not watching, but I don't know what to tell you then. I don't know what to tell you then. What is it that LeBron does offensive-wise? What makes you say, like, what is his game then that you watch, though? Please let me know.
He's
about his career.
One of the greatest playmakers of all time.
I'll give you that. And I've said that outside of Magic Johnson. Absolutely. But when you're talking about from an offensive standpoint, what is it that LeBron points out where you can say that
he can score? Period.
So could Karl Malone. So could Karl Malone.
Okay.
Yeah, but you're saying
Karl Malone.
You're saying what this,
and I won't doubt that. I can't. The way they make eggs is, listen, one makes an omelet, one makes scrambled eggs. One gets 30. Kobe gives you 29, LeBron gives you 30. There's no way to deny that. Yes, they both scores. Karl Malone at one point gave you 33. I can't deny that. But how it's done is my issue.
So you're going off of style points.
Absolutely. I've always said that.
Instead of something that's actually tangible. Like he's one of the greatest passers of all time.
Right.
You know that.
Again, got that.
He's about to be he have the most points in the NBA of all time. So
can I deny that?
And passing, he's one of the best to ever do it. That's what we see.
Exactly. But we were able to have the luxury to watch how it was done.
Okay, I'm not saying
you know what I mean. Like, so Shaquille O'Neal, like let's just say Shaquille O'Neal averaged his 30. Shaquille O'Neal had a chance to be the all-time greatest scorer for the league at one point. Mm-hmm. If he would have just been healthy, couldn't deny it. The all-time leading scorer, let's just say him, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You know what I'm saying? He was the all-time leading scorer. If you're thinking about how it's done, like, to me, I would feel better myself, style points wise, yes, if the all-time leading scorer was a Jerry West, a Kobe Bryant, and Michael Jordan, preferably a Michael Jordan, because stylistically they incorporated every aspect of the game offensively to do it, to be an all-time leading scorer. You know what I'm saying? Like they actually worked on their craft. And however, LeBron James is going to average more than Michael Jordan. No, he's actually not. But LeBron James, no, not close. But listen, Michael Jordan is the prettiest basketball player I've ever seen in my life. And then after that is Kobe Bryant, and then the Jerry Wests. Aesthetic-wise.
And I think my only with you is you got Anthony Edwards in that company.
Who said that? I just said aesthetically. No. You said it. I never said it. I'm just saying aesthetic-wise.
I'm asking you. Do you have?
Why would you ask me? No. The answer is no. I don't know why you have that. I'm just saying
Anthony Edwards is better than LeBron, and part of your
I'll make it easier. Anthony Edwards has a more aesthetically pleasing game than LeBron James. Yes, because he could do more things. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. He can shoot a mid-range jump shot. Yes. He can do a turnaround.
Okay,
yes.
We agree to disagree.
Yeah.
But there's nothing to disagree about if you watch it. Like you see
No, I
LeBron
watched the
James in a
game. He'll,
pull-up
and
jump
he's
shot.
not there.
That's
Yo,
kinda
he's
that's
not
kinda
that
hundred-
nice, yo.
That's kind of
He
the
takes
point.
terrible shots. He's
Yeah.
a terrible shot decision maker. He's not that nice, yo. Straight up, he's not.
So what?
Now,
But
if you told me
I put it
Kyrie
this
or
way.
somebody like that, then maybe
put it
I
this
can
way.
argue with you. But he's not.
Does Paul George have a better game than LeBron James?
More aesthetically.
All right, so what are we talking about then, Mo? That's what I'm talking about. Like, it doesn't make sense. Does Paul George have a better offensive game than LeBron James, Paul?
Yes, yeah. Well,
yes,
yeah,
it's not close. Correct. That's what I'm saying. Like,
but he's not a better player.
No, not by far, not even close.
And that's what we're saying with Anthony Edwards.
That's what you're saying about Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, but Mo, you just said, look, we just said about Paul George, though, who has a way better bag than LeBron James. And I want to know, where do you get that from? It's just frustrating. Like, I mean, that's fine. I mean, it's all subjective.
He's not
anyway.
scoring out of nowhere. He's not doing layups all the time. He's not dunking.
He's going to the free throw line.
He does
going to free throw line.
He's
actually going to the free throw line.
You don't like the way it looks. Just like I don't like the way Karl Malone did it. I can get it. I understand it.
I'm agreeing with you there.
Hey, he's a scorer. You can't.
But you can't take that, and no one does. So he's about to be the all-time leading scorer. Listen, no one likes hamburgers when you know how they're made. Period. But however, if you have a chance to watch it and like a certain game, you have a chance to turn the channel. You know what I'm saying? Like you had that chance. Young LeBron, you wanted to watch the dominance and do it. Watching LeBron now is very hard to watch. And when you can sit down and watch him
I feel
play,
that way about Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, to me,
but that's cool and all. That's
okay.
fine. I don't watch Anthony Edwards myself,
saying.
though. I don't watch him myself. Put it that way, because I don't like Minnesota. Period. But I can take. I don't watch the Clippers, but I can take time to watch someone and say that they have a better bag than someone else offensively. I don't have to watch their games.
Another example is kind of like a Chris Webber, Karl Malone situation. If I look at it, I would tell you Chris Webber is a better basketball player than Karl Malone. But if you tell me to rank the all-time greats, Karl Malone's going to be ahead of him. It's really that simple. It's like, it is what it is.
Yeah, but right now, again, we'll agree to disagree right now because it's subjective. But I don't think that many GMs will find it that hard of a deal to make if you're going to trade LeBron James for Anthony Edwards. I just personally feel that way.
But that's because of the youth, though.
That's what you feel.
I can't see no other way.
That's the only reason why you would be.
What other way would it be?
All right, then you would trade LeBron James for Rick Brunson.
No, I wouldn't trade
because of the youth. He's younger.
No, I wouldn't trade him for Anthony Edwards. That's what I'm
yeah, all right, but
like,
you can see. All right, put it this way.
Someone would trade them.
Put it this way. You can see why
but nobody in their right mind would trade.
All right, hold on. Because this is tape, we said we can see why some GMs would trade LeBron James for Anthony Edwards. We do know that. We just said a few seconds ago because of his age, right?
It would just be because of age.
Just because of his age, right? So we can agree that some GMs would trade LeBron James for Rick Brunson.
Why?
Because of the age.
It's possible.
Because of the age.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think so because I don't think that Rick Brunson is better than LeBron James. So I don't think many GMs would do it. I think the reason
feel about the Anthony Edwards suggestion.
Right, but y'all both just said because of the age, you can see why they could do it. I can see why you wouldn't do it, but you can see why some of the GMs.
Said that if there was a GM, what I meant was if there was a GM stupid enough to make that trade, the only reason why they would make that trade is because they would say to themselves, Anthony Edwards is a younger star.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But
let's bank on having him.
Oh, so it's a younger star. So it's a younger star, and Rick Brunson isn't a younger star. So Anthony Edwards is a younger star.
Jalen Brunson and his father too.
You're gonna make that trade.
It's not as good as his father. That's why I'm using.
That's what you would have to tell yourself if you were making that trade for.
All right, but listen. Towards the end of the show, I just want to make it tangible. Just to sum this up. A lot of GMs, there'd be a good chance that they wouldn't trade for Anthony Edwards, LeBron James, because Anthony Edwards is a younger star now, or just because he's younger? Because you don't even have him a star. You don't have him as an all-star this year, so it's probably because he's younger, right?
The only reason why they would make that trade Hill is because the GM would say, hey, I get a younger guy, and for them to trade LeBron James for him, they would have to convince themselves that he's a star. So, hey, I got a younger star, and I will have him for the next 10 years, as opposed to LeBron, maybe the next 3 years max. That's the only way I can see a GM trying to convince himself to trade LeBron James.
P, I'll go to you. I'll go to you. I'll just try to make this easier for me. Try to convince me as I'm a 5-year-old. Anthony Edwards, whoever he is who he is right now in Minnesota. Jalen Brunson, whoever he is whoever he is on the Knicks. They're both younger than LeBron James, right? You put yourselves in the shoes of a GM. You can find yourself making a LeBron James at this point, 21 years, a Jalen Brunson trade to the Lakers and just give up LeBron James for Jalen Brunson. You can see some GMs doing that, because I can't see one GM doing that.
Trading
I can't
LeBron.
see one GM doing
LeBron
that one, or I can't see one GM doing a trade similar to that for Anthony Edwards.
All right. Well,
now,
I think that's what we disagree.
Now,
That's
if
what,
you
no,
force me
just
to say,
no
hey,
forcing, no forcing.
Oh,
No forcing.
what conditions would I see a trade for?
No forcing. So y'all can't see no GMs making, all right.
Not a smart one.
Smart or dumb, just none. I mean, none. Okay.
No, like
I
I said, I could see a GM trading LeBron. Basically, if you trading LeBron, you're trading LeBron for potential for the other player. You know what I mean? Unless it's like Giannis or someone like KD or something like that. You're not doing it for this year, in my opinion. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you would trade for Anthony Edwards, it's because you're looking for 5 years from now. It's not today. Because if you trade LeBron for Anthony Edwards now, if you're the Lakers, you're not going nowhere this year.
Yeah, but I with y'all, if I'm in y'all position, I'm just saying, you guys think LeBron is better than Anthony Edwards? My answer would be no. I don't think any GM would trade that. Like for Jalen Brunson, I find it almost impossible that any GM would feel that even LeBron at this stage, they would trade for Jalen Brunson. Well, you might have one or two, to be fair.
Yeah, I think it would be very unlikely. But then you have to think about, how you're going to sell it to your fan base and all that stuff. You know what I mean? I know we're talking basketball, but that does factor in.
Right, but I think that Anthony Edwards is a way easier sell to your fan base in LA that you're trading LeBron James.
It's just like,
Edwards.
hey, nobody could show me the sense in why someone would choose to pick Sam Bowie over Michael Jordan.
Did it?
But it happened.
Well, Sam Bowie was good in college, though.
He got injured in college too. Was an injury case in college too.
No, it was a horrible pick, but Sam Bowie was a good player in college. So the reason why they picked him. I understand why they picked him. It's just a bad pick. Okay. I mean, you want to go? I mean, Steph Curry was a 7th pick.
Yeah.
I mean, they always don't get it right. I mean, things like that happen.
Yeah.
But I mean, that is a true discussion. Listen, hey, here's what we get to see now. We get to see LeBron James go 50 and 32 and coast towards. But listen, don't be surprised after this Milwaukee they lose 6 straight. I don't care how good you think this guy. I think they're shot.
Oh, I'm the only one that said that they were pretenders for the playoffs.
Yeah. I got them.
I got them as pretenders. I know where the Lakers are.
Now, you're not the only one. I said they win 38 games. I said you can't win anything with 38 games. So you're definitely not the only one. I'm not low on the Lakers. The Lakers stink.
Yeah,
and the reason why they stink is that they can't move on from a commodity which was hot. You know the time to trade LeBron James? When they won the championship. If you're a good GM, you sell high.
Okay.
Now you guys are telling me you want to keep this decrepit 49-year-old guy running your point guard. So like, you guys are going to get stuck with this guy like they're stuck down there in Tampa.
But yeah, I mean, it's just how you look at Anthony Edwards, because I think they're stuck with Anthony Edwards.
And I think that's great. What is he, 22, 23?
Yeah. I think they're stuck with him.
You saw that playoffs with that guy there with who was he playing child last year? The guy just emerged.
They had 100 points. Somebody had to put it up.
Come on.
What's on the radar, fellas?
I already tried to give flowers to LeBron. Let's move on. Man, that's all. I just try to give the guy some flowers. That's all,
I think that's all it started with, like number 6 in the sense, right?
Jesus, trying to give the guy a little credit.
Hill, what's on your radar?
The quest. To me, the quest for number 5, I guess, is that what the quest for number 5? Day by day, to watch this guy, I guess, take over the league at age 36, 37.
I will be watching Minnesota games.
I am. You know what?
Next Michael Jordan.
Who, LeBron?
According to Hill.
Who, LeBron?
No, in Minnesota, obviously.
No.
Anthony Edwards, according to you. Shit.
Well, the benefit of this, the next Shaquille O'Neal is LeBron James. We have that. The next Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was Shaquille O'Neal. Like, we have that. Just so much dominant talent over it. I mean, so much dominant physical presence that it overcame any other player. He was just a force. But if you watch it, he's the human Heimlich maneuver. He's hard to watch. I want to throw up every time he gets the ball in his hands. It's some herky-jerky, fake his whole body, and pull back 3. If you want to see that, go ahead. You think he's going to take a head fake, step in, pull up mid-range? Good luck. Good luck. I love to see that. Win. Go take, in his 21 years, a head fake, a ball fake, a hesitation dribble that doesn't go off his leg, a between the legs that doesn't go to half court, an inside pull up, an inside out dribble to a pull up. I challenge you to give me anything aesthetically pleasing of a Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan. I challenge you. That, yeah, I've seen that with Anthony Edwards. Yes, I have seen it. I've seen it. I've seen him take a lot of bad shots. You know who took a lot of bad shots early in his career? You want to take a guess?
Oh, don't even.
You want to take a guess who took a lot of bad shots in his career? Right. Like 2 half-court threes that came up his air ball?
Let's cut it right now. We're about to go somewhere really.
We don't want to go there, do we? Please don't. Because he was just destined right out of Lower Marion.
Don't. We out. That's what's on the radar. I see you next show.
Great.
He is about to say something really. Yeah, nah, we can't go there. Nah. I'm
he's
sorry.
To the jelly bean in the other guy, I tell you that much.
I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I tell you one thing: if LeBron James had to play Squid Game with the cookie and he had to go between the legs twice down the line, he's dead.